Okay, thanks everyone. Welcome back to our Fireside Chat with industry leaders. Today, we are very honored to have Milind as our special guest. I have known Milind for 6-7 years now. We first met when Milind was the managing director at Citigroup, one of the top 30 companies in Fortune 500. Milan was in charge of the data and analytics group, and later we had further interactions while Milan was the CIO for Wells Fargo, and now he is the CTO for Zelle Payment. Many people may be using Zelle Payment. So Milan came across as someone always pushing for innovation and the transformation that I needed to meet the demands of tomorrow. Before companies started decades ago, and especially in financial industry, the privacy, the regulatory compliance issues, and achieving that balance probably is one of the most difficult jobs. Milan is sharp, intellectual, and driven, which probably stems from his rigorous academic training from IIT, one of the world's renowned colleges for technology in India. But the more I have known Milan, the more I was impressed by his patience, his humility, and his insatiable hunger for knowledge. And not just knowledge, but the wisdom that he gained and so willingly shared with people that he cared deeply about in more private conversations. So I hope today our interns will have the opportunity to have such intimate dialogue with Milind and learn from his decades of personal experiences and let him take us into the transformational technology world he's been leading. Your title is kind of intimidating. You've accomplished so much in life in this technology world. The visionary, the driver, it just, especially for our high schoolers and interns here, they probably is like, what should I ask Milan? So why don't you just take a few minutes and walk us through your personal journey and let our interns to get to know you a little bit better. Milan, over to you.
No, thank you, Rebecca, for such a generous introduction, and great to be here today. Great to be with Rebecca and all of you to spend some time, and I hope we can make it interactive. Feel free to jump in anytime, ask questions. Hopefully we can make it more of a conversation than any type of presentation as such. So in terms of my personal journey, as Rebecca mentioned, I studied mechanical engineering originally from IIT Bombay, and I was originally interested in cars and thermodynamics and combustion engines and so on. But I started spending more and more time in the computer lab there in college. And then in my master's, I specialized in finance and information systems. And if you look at my work experience, the journey of work experience here, it's pretty much been technology in financial services. And it looks like the dots are beautifully connected here. I first worked with JP Morgan Chase in payments technology, then with Citigroup leading data and analytics, then innovation technology leadership at Wells Fargo, and then head of technology at Zelle. But looking back, the dots look connected, but looking forward, they never do. So one has always has to follow their gut and their heart, and then the right things will happen. So in terms of what I did in these different places, if Rebecca, if we could progress to the next page. I'll give short stories about my stints in each of these institutions and firms, so you get some idea of the work that I have been doing and the journey I had. So in JP Morgan Chase, my work involved infrastructure, payments technology, engineering and development of applications. And we had to do certain special things with our cybersecurity and infrastructure. And I'll come to that when I explain a little bit more about the users and products that we were building the technology for. In Citigroup, as the managing director for data and analytics, I spent a lot of time in working with data and big amounts of data. Citigroup with presence in over 140 countries and multiple products in each country, whether it's personal financial products, whether it's wealth management, whether it's capital markets and trading, whether it's commercial banking. All of that data combined together across different currencies would easily come to several terabytes every day and several petabytes every month. And then we had to figure out a way to first ingest and analyze all this data and then use this data and insights to run the firm effectively, because for such a large scale operation, it is very important that you have good insights into the data. And a successful business person, a good friend of mine who runs a pharma conglomerate, explained to me something a few years back, which stuck with me, which is, the only way to run a successful business is you have to keep tab of your profit and loss and income and revenue very closely. And the moment you see any aberrations or blips, you have to jump on that problem right away and fix it. You can't let these type of problems linger, and you have to be a problem solver. Jump on the problems right away, don't let them linger. But in order to even figure out what the problem is, you need good data. And in order to have good insights from good data, you need good data management technologies in place. So I was at Citi for 11 years, and we did something exciting there, which I'll talk about also. I have one page dedicated to the different types of products that we were building, which will be more interesting to you, I feel. At Wells Fargo, I was the head of technology innovation, and the innovation group, you might wonder, what do they actually build in a bank? So as the innovation group at Wells Fargo, we set up the firm's artificial intelligence and machine learning platform. And once the platform is solid and the core foundation is good, multiple businesses can run multiple use cases with AI and ML algorithms. And for example, help the firm with better fraud detection, real-time fraud detection, any anomalies in the transaction processing, and so on. Part of what an innovation group does in a firm, in a financial institution, is also set up automation platforms, all kinds of workflow and automation platforms, including robotic process automation, which you may have heard of. And also a big new development, as you know, in the recent couple of years in financial services is the blockchain technology, or the distributed ledger platform. So innovation group work at Wells Fargo was quite exciting in terms of building the firm's artificial intelligence machine learning platform. And as you can imagine, this is connected in a ways, once you figure out, and that was my previous experience at Citigroup, once you figure out how to manage data properly, the next step really is what algorithms and what new technologies in ML you can apply on that data to get better insights for our customers and team members. And my portfolio at Wells Fargo also involves the application development and engineering for several risk management type of products, which I'll explain shortly as well. At present, I am the head of technology, chief technology officer for the fintech company Early Warning. And Early Warnings, one of the flagship products you may be familiar with is the Zelle Payments network. It's a peer-to-peer payments network which supports billions of transactions and billions of dollars in dollar volumes of payments. And my focus here is, of course, end-to-end, everything from product engineering, infrastructure, data management, and application development and engineering of solutions, and so on. So as you can see, roughly, hopefully this gives you an idea of some of the responsibilities of different technology functions in financial institutions. And I have pushed myself and tried to take on assignments in multiple areas of multiple lines of business and multiple areas of technology. I started as a hands-on engineer, call it engineer, programmer, application developer, but then I pushed myself into infrastructure, into data center, into server administration, network administration, pushed myself into cybersecurity, then into data and analytics, then into advanced technologies and the innovation group. And then, of course, with the cybersecurity experience, try to build this overall end-to-end. How do you manage technology for mission critical businesses?